JCB's range of breakers offer the top specifications in their class. In order for the breaker to reach your customer ready to start work immediately, it is essential that a full installation procedure is carried out. And it is important that you've read and understood the supplied manual before undertaking any of the installation procedures. The owner's manual also contains safety notices for all procedures covered in this film. Please ensure these are read and observed by anyone working on or with a large breaker. Make sure that the correct safety equipment is worn at all times. The excavator driver and the assistant must agree on clear hand signals. During breaker mounting, the carrier should only be operated from the driver's cab. The next stage is to check the breaker's hydraulic flow, pressure and auxiliary relief valve or ARV settings. Stop the machine and vent all hydraulic pressure. Ensure that the breaker is not connected to the machine hydraulics. Suitable clean slave hoses should be used for this operation. All connections should be made leak-free, but without over-tightening. Insert a suitable flow meter with flow control valve and pressure gauge into the slave feed hose from the excavator arm. Ensure that the meter's flow control valve is fully open. Insert a suitable pressure gauge into the slave return hose back to the excavator return connection. Join the slave hoses together to complete the slave circuit. The following task requires 2 people, the excavator driver in the cab and the assistant at the breaker position. Ensure that all relevant safety procedures and practices are followed. Start the engine. Lower the gate lock lever and run the engine at minimum no-load speed in the E mode. When the hydraulic oil is at normal operating temperature, the driver should operate the breaker operating pedal or switch as required, while the assistant adjusts the flow control valve to increase the pressure in the circuit. The pressure should be increased until the breaker ARV opens. This should be at the setting stated for the breaker in the specification section of the owner's manual. If any adjustment is necessary, proceed as detailed in the following steps. Reset the flow control valve to maximum flow before adjusting the ARV. The ARV is located in the carrier machine's valve block. Refer to the carrier machine's service manual for the exact location. For accurate setting, the pressure should be adjusted up to the required level. Release the lock nut. Adjust the setting screw to indicate a pressure below the required level, and then bring the pressure back up for final setting. Retighten the lock nut. Before starting this job, the driver should ensure that the machine's AMS monitor is set to display hammer RPM. To navigate through the AMS monitor menu, do the following. Press the Set switch to access the monitor menu. The menu can be scrolled through using the Scroll Up and Scroll Down switches. When the required item is displayed, or after adjusting any settings, press the ACK switch to confirm. The particular feature that needs to be set for this task is hammer RPM. When using a breaker, it may be necessary to limit the engine speed. The assistant now adjusts the flow control valve until the correct operating pressure is indicated, as stated in the specification section in the owner's manual. At this point, the breaker flow should be compared to the relevant figure found in the specification section of the owner's manual. The breaker flow is adjusted by increasing or decreasing the engine RPM, according to the machine RPM flowcharts given in the specifications. The breaker operating pressure must be rechecked after any adjustments to the breaker flow made by increasing or decreasing the engine RPM. Measure hydraulic flow operating pressure and the return line pressure when both the flow and operating pressures are correct. Return the flow control valve to maximum flow. Record all the necessary measurements on the warranty registration card and return the card to JCB India. If no form is returned, the breaker is not under warranty. Please ensure you read the owner's manual and refer to it at all times for the correct settings for each individual breaker. A correctly carried out installation will ensure the breakers delivered to our customers will function correctly.